What is up, guys? So, surprise, I got in store today. Picked up one of my dream cars that I've always wanted to own. I mean, really, what can I say? You guys can probably tell by the thumbnail there of exactly what it is, but I'm speechless. I'm so excited. Didn't think I'd ever own one here. If I did, it was gonna be years down the road. So let's get into it. I'm excited to show you this car and ready to see what we got here. So really biggest thing about this car, I'll go ahead and show you a picture of it here. Mint Evo 8, 2003 here. So backstory behind this car here. So it's been sitting for the past 5 years in a barn, so a really nice barn find I got here. The buddy that I purchased it from, though, he ended up getting it from this doctor. Story with this doctor is here. He was driving it, of course, fast because, you know, he had an Evo and why not drive it fast anyway? So doctor's driving it, cruising down the highway, cop ends up turning his lights on, flipping around behind him. Guy decides, hey, let's run because I've got an Evo, which I don't condone that at all, but hey, you know, when you want to do what you want to do, here you go. So anyways, doctor decides to take off down the interstate, bam. Pops a rod straight out the engine block, has to pull over. Car goes to impound. Police decide he's gonna take the doctor to jail. So doctor ends up jail 24 hours. My buddy's dad ends up knowing this doctor, and this car's been sitting in impound. Guy has no idea what he's got. So goes, talks to the doctor, and tells the doctor, hey look, I'll pay to get it out of impound. I'll pay to tow it home if you sign me over the title. Doctor says, okay, let's do this. So gets the title, ends up paying $1,200 for this Evo. Like, what? Anyway, buddy's had it since 2013. Hasn't really touched it a whole lot. Ends up sending the engine out, starting to get the engine going on it. And the company that was redoing the engine, of course, goes under. So here it is, in pieces, in scrambles. Hasn't touched it, had no necessary need to mess with it. Just lost all motivation to get the car done. I hit him up again for like the 100th time, like, hey, I want to buy your Evo. What do you say? He ends up telling me yes. So I drive to Ohio last weekend, go and pick this baby up. Now, I go and look at it. This thing is dirty. I mean, it's been sitting for 5 years now. Rats. Mice nest in the back. Car smells like it's been sitting in this moisture-filled garage for a long time, which is fine. I mean, I kind of figured that for sitting for 5 years, but I end up taking this thing out, letting it in the light, and man, I just can't stop looking at it. It's just so beautiful. Woo! Anyway, so this mouse nest, which I'm kind of showing you a trash can, which is kind of gross, but anyway, this mouse nest, which you can tell is that wonderful mess right there. That's just nasty. Loading the car up, mice start just jumping out everywhere. Cruising down the interstate, I see mice jumping out from fender wells, so who knows what I'm gonna be getting into this, you know, whether we've got wires that are chewed up or what's going on. Kind of nervous about that, but super stoked on the price that I paid for it. By the way, cheapest Evo ever for this price, for everything that I'm getting for it. So I'm literally in scrambles here of parts that I don't know where they go, but I guess I'll end up figuring it out. Got an engine here that I'll reveal to you guys later. Valve covers, I mean everything. Looking at the inside of the car, you've got exhaust, brand new freaking exhaust. Man, I mean, cleaned it up a little bit, and the interior is just freaking solid. Solid. Anyway, so we're gonna start moving on this car, getting things built, getting things going. I'm really looking forward to this build. One thing that I'm super nervous about though, because the engine was getting built, is the fact that I've got an engine here, everything is, you know, put together on it. It's got a 2.4 liter engine in it because the other one blew up. So it's gonna be a 2.4 liter build. It's been put back together, everything the way it should be, with the Evo crank. So it's actually 2.1 liter now, but it's forged internals completely. Everything's been redone, so it should be solid. I'm just nervous, hoping that things were put back together right. Everything seems tight. I checked torque, everything's good to go. But you still never know. So we're gonna get into this build here. This is gonna be episode 1, just kind of doing a run through of the car, seeing what I've got to work with, and then we'll just keep on going with each part we go to build with, and hopefully you guys decide to follow me along, because I'm super pumped, I'm excited, looking for sponsors for the build too. So if anybody wants to comment below and like, hey, sponsor, that would be awesome. Anyway, so popping the hood here. Things in there somewhere. There we go. Now that is what I'm talking about. Yes, all that horsepower is going to be right there. Anyway, so guys can probably tell by the dust on this car how long it's been sitting. It's really, you can't tell super bad on camera here. Camera actually shows the car is in freaking mint, but it is just a film of just dust over this whole freaking car. Clean title though, low mileage, everything's in great shape. There are some parts missing, of course, that I kind of figured would be missing, so we'll end up having to kind of put things together, and as we go, we'll have to get part by part. I've started kind of listing things out of what we got. Got the turbo sitting here, got the starter and intake manifold, got a couple little things thrown apart. Really just excited to kind of get into this build and start throwing stuff together. Got the transmission transfer case sitting back here. So next thing is going to be starting to put this engine together slowly, and I guess since you guys stuck around here for a little bit, I'll be happy to show you the engine. So it is upside down, so I apologize, I'll flip it over later. I just don't feel like messing with it right now. But I mean, this thing is just a freaking beauty. I mean, everything's been redone on it. It is in super immaculate condition. You can kind of see it down there, if I can get it to focus down there, piston down there. New piston, new rods, ARP, bolts, head studs. I mean, you name it. I mean, this thing is just beautiful. So I'm super stoked to get this thing going. So we'll cover this thing back up for the time being, but we don't get dust and stuff in it, because you definitely don't want that in a new engine. Anyway, so I mean, I'm just stoked, super stoked. Finally have one of my dream cars. Of course, next is going to be a GTR, but we'll forget about that and we'll worry about that later. Anyway, I mean, just rust, of course, from the brakes from sitting. Things are just discolored, of course, cleans up fine, so I checked that. But I mean, really, the car, well, shoot, I've noticed that door's a little faded. And that one is a little bit, nothing a little bit of buffing can't, of course, take care of. I'm trying to decide, I don't know what you guys think about going wingless or stick with the wing. I just don't really know. It's such a hard decision. I've always wanted the big wing on the back, but I mean, it's so hard to beat that wingless look. Nice flush little smooth back end. I mean, it's hard to beat. So going on through the interior, I've pretty much spent a few hours today cleaning out the interior. It had some kind of mildew and some weird stuff kind of growing across it just because it's been sitting so long. But I mean, just, factory Recaro seats that are freaking amazing. Everything's in good shape. By the way, if anybody knows where to get this HVAC controller, please, please, please let me know. That thing's broken and it just looks ugly. So we'll get a new one of those. We'll get the new exhaust on, we'll get the engine in, follow along with this build, we'll keep it going, keep on building, new parts, tips and tricks. We'll show you all from beginning to end, parts lists, we'll do it all. I'm ready to bring you guys along with me, and I can't wait. So tune in for the next episode when you really start digging in deep into this car. I can't wait. Thank you guys for all the support and all the love. I appreciate it. Comment below if you guys want me to do anything special with this car. Give me a like, and let's just keep building those dreams.